Good evening. I'm here with a video. All right, so I came to a bit of a realization when I was thinking about being level one and doing the cheap tricks and the cheap sources. I was thinking about it and I was like, you know what, dude? I was a top in my class, man. When it comes to that level, even just being me, in my class and in my level, I was number one. I've talked about classes when it comes to like the old Hondas, or how I was watching these videos on the old classes of Hondas and Subarus and Nissans and Toyotas, in that nobody races like not like a stock Honda with a stock Ferrari or Lamborghini. That doesn't happen. Eh? That doesn't even make any fucking sense. Even if you were, hold on, let's do it. If you were on the highway, right, and in front of you, or you see a Ferrari, right, stock. Let's say 2020 Ferrari stock, a 2020 Honda Civic stock. What do you think would play out if forget how it happens, who instigates it? Somehow, let's say they get into a race and they race each other. What do you think the outcome is going to be? The guy driving that Ferrari, when his friends see him the next time, they don't even have to hear about it. Our world is so much sharper than that. They don't even have to hear. When his friends see him, like all his Ferrari boys, they see him, they're going to be like, dude, you're a fucking loser, man. If you're going to hang around us, you're not going to be driving that Ferrari. I'll tell you that shit right now. I mean, you were really racing a stock Honda of the same year and model as your stock Ferrari, dude, you're a fucking idiot. I mean, really, you were racing a Ferrari with the fucking Honda Civic, man. And depending on what your group of guys is like, you might catch a nice slap to the face. You might even catch a backhand. You know what I mean? He might reach back and give you a backhand slap. Right? That's really stupid. Anyways, back to my point. I was like the fucking best in my class. I was number one in my class. And I'll tell you one thing, before I actually even started getting to that, like, well, let's talk leading up to the bank robbery and afterward, I was learning I mean, you know what? I'm not going to get into it because then I got to get into all, I'm not going to, I don't even want to share that. But moving on, what was my point? So I wanted to talk about, the level one and being in that class. I mean, I got something to me, a look or something. Well, first of all, the looks are absolutely like sharp. But other than that, I got something to me, right? People are seeing me and they're not accepting it. They're not taking. Oh, this guy's not that low. Girls are saying I cheat on my boyfriend to with this guy. And girls are saying that I would cheat on my boyfriend to get with this guy. You know what I mean? And they're even sometimes even like kind of openly saying it so that their boyfriend knows. You know what I mean? And people are understanding that, and people, and you know what? I think I moved so fast enough, and grew fast enough that it was pretty obvious. But I do think I'm up for like a nomination. I'm up to be, checked out and to be looked at, and then I'm on to be really a 1%er, like an actual 1%er. You know what I mean? I think I'm being looked at to the point where it's like, all right, this. I mean, I think it was obvious from the beginning, like 3 months ago. It was very obvious that okay, everything is coming to fruition, like everybody thought that it should have already, right? So that's that. But at this point, it's like this guy is legit on the board to be nominated to be a 1%er. 1%er to me is the highest thing you can get. That's 1%. That's 1 out of 100 we would call notable people, or people who are about shit. Right? Forget what they're doing, what their bank, nothing like that. What their bank account, nothing like that. These guys are about shit. Okay, so out of 100 of them, I would be up for nomination to be 1 out of 100. Now I'll tell you another thing. This ain't some family bullshit. if you're good enough or strong enough to be a one percenter, you don't need fuck all. Okay, you only need a few connections, and I think I have way more than that. But you only need really a few connections to be to be a one percenter. One percenter is 1 out of 100. Okay, this is not some mob movie, some fucking Goodfellas movie where first of all, let's use Goodfellas as an example. Okay, they had the made man thing. You're a made man. You're like one of the top guys in the mafia. You might not be the boss or anything, but you have a group of made guys whose level you're on. Now, do you recall something from that movie? How Ray Liotta said that he was part Irish or something, and De Niro was part French. I don't know what he was, right? So they could never get made, even though they were part of that organization. But Joe Pesci checked out in that manner, and he had the family connections and everything. Because as you know, Ray Liotta, when he was a kid, he just kind of joined the diner as a part-time job, and then he got involved in that. Right? He didn't have any connections going on. And I think De Niro was supposed to be with Jimmy, whatever his name was supposed to be a con man, right? And that, to be a con man and a come up is like, you know, you have, if you don't have it, you're not going to do it. And I'm not saying it's a good thing. I'm not illustrating it. I do think it's not a good thing at all to be a guy. I would never be that personally. But a con man doesn't get anywhere by being taught. He might be taught or whatever, but if you don't have it, you can't be that. You're never going to be that. If you don't have it, you will never be a con man. It will never work out for you. You can be taught an apprentice under fucking, you know, the top of the top. You will never become that. I'll tell you that right now. Some things you will just never become. You know what I mean? All right. So, moving on. With that movie, it was pretty much just family connection, you know. Grew up with a family, and the family was in there, and the family was like, okay, we're going to make you, man. But what happened, I know they shoot him at the end of the movie in that scene where he's supposed to get made. But the thing is, he was getting made. But that's because he's, you know, related and that's what was happening. Now, on my level, right? On my level, I mean, first of all, I was already doing fucking like I was already being like, okay, I wasn't really getting real notice. I was getting noticed from like high levels that are kind of shadowed. You know what I mean? Are kind of in the shadow world. There I was catching notice for sure for a while. Because I was a shadow. But it wasn't really official or anything. Then I started catching, I felt like I was catching attention. You know, I'm walking around and I'm catching attention in a lot of places. Even just, you know, people trying to keep tabs on you or whatever. He's going here, he's going there. Like literally, like calling, okay, he's here now. Oh, that guy, and you can hear them say in front of you, oh, the guy's here. Yeah, he's here now. You know what I mean? So they're keeping tabs on you. Like legit, literal tabs on you. Where you're going, what you're doing, even what you're looking at, right? We're looking like right now, everything, right? But just like a con man, you know, if you can't be a 1%er, I'm telling you, it's like swimming with sharks, man. You're gonna get fucking eaten, man. And forget your average shark. I'm talking about like king sharks. You know what I mean? Like swimming with king sharks. Dude, you will not, if you're too weak, you are not gonna survive. Doesn't matter who you know, doesn't matter who your relative or family member is, you will not survive in the 1%. It just won't matter. First of all, I mean, if you're genuinely somebody's son, sometimes a son inherits all these, you know, great genetics from his father. So if his father can make a way and he sees that same potential in his son, that's a different kind of situation. I understand that situation. He's like his father, and he can hang, and he can do. That's a different situation. But if you think just because your friends or your cousin is friends with whatever and this and that, that's a lot of idiots do that. A lot of those idiots look down on me. They look down on. Forget me, just people like me. They look down on us. Oh yeah, but I genuinely know someone that cares about me. You little pussy. What is he caring about me? What the fuck is that fucking pussy shit? They care about me. What the fuck is that? What are you, a fucking pussy, man? Are you a fucking vagina? I hate when people talk like that. I'm looking at them like, you're a fucking vagina, man. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Are you talking like that out loud too, man? You fucking idiot. Anyways, moving on. I'm pretty much sure I'm on the verge of a nomination, you know. I know I'm capable of getting that 1%, you know, being in there. But I just want to see how it works out if I actually, with the nomination, if I actually make it in. I mean, it could take some time, but at least I'm nominated to be in the top 1%, which means I probably will be in the top 1%. Well, I knew I would at some point, but it's even better to do it like that right now. Anyways, to wrap this up, should I do? Yeah, I was. Well, 1% is serious. Okay, I'm not gonna. It's so serious you can't even talk about it. I talked enough. I talked about related, like unrelated kind of stuff around in general stuff, and I said the nomination. I said the 1%. I said it's like 1 in 100 out of like 100 people who are actually trying in life or actually something. You know what I mean? You're 1 out of 100. You don't need a bank account, by the way, to do that. But the point is that you don't. This is typically not something talked about. This is something that's not even really understood at any kind of, like, no words are gonna explain anything other than I'm being nominated to be a top 1%. Now, that's it. I'm done, and I'm gonna say good evening.